Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. The BBC reports Antarctic sea ice at mind-blowing low alarms experts. The sea ice surrounding Antarctica is well below any previous recorded winter level, satellite data shows, a worrying new benchmark for a region that once seemed resistant to global warming. It's so far outside anything we've seen, it's almost mind-blowing, says Walter Meyer, who monitors sea ice with the National Snow and Ice Data Center. It's currently winter in Antarctica, and temperatures range from about -30 to -60 degrees Celsius. But the BBC wants people to believe that Antarctica is melting down at temperatures far below freezing. Let's take a look at the Antarctic sea ice data over the last 45 years. The peak this year occurred on September 12th, about 17.5 million square kilometers. Antarctic sea ice extent on September 12th was slightly lower than the same date in 1986. The map on the left shows sea ice extent on September 12th, 2023, and the map on the right shows extent on the same date in 1986. The boundary of the sea ice this year is very similar to where the boundary was in 1986. But Walt Meyer said, "It's so far outside anything we've seen, it's almost mind-blowing." What's really mind-blowing is that Walt Meyer doesn't seem to remember this paper he wrote 9 years ago. In that paper, he said, in August 1966, the maximum sea ice extent fell to 15.9 million square kilometers. But this year, the sea ice extent is much higher at 17.5 million square kilometers. Walt Meyer knows that extent was much lower in 1966. So why did he tell BBC News, "It's so far outside anything we've seen, it's almost mind-blowing"? We had very good satellite imagery during the 1960s. This is a picture which NASA astronauts took of the Earth while orbiting the Moon on Christmas Eve 1968. During the 1960s, NASA had the ability to put men on the Moon, something they are no longer capable of doing. This graph shows Antarctic sea ice extent almost every day for the past 45 years. The trend of Antarctic sea ice extent over the last 45 years is slightly upwards. This year is a little bit low, but 9 years ago extent was at a record high. And when extent was at a record high 9 years ago in 2014, Walt Meyer tried to blame the high extent on global warming. When that cold fresh water enters the ocean, it forms an extra chilly layer on the ocean surface around the continent. That's another condition that favors sea ice growth. So when Antarctic sea ice extent is high, it's due to global warming. And when Antarctic sea ice extent is low, that's also due to global warming. What is mind-blowing and alarming is that you can't believe anything which government scientists or the press say about climate. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on the climate scam for more than 15 years. You can visit him, Kyrie, Caesar, Toki Upla, and the 4 new puppies on the web at realclimatescience.com.